In this helper we will voice our own and market's viewpoint on progress future, while looking at Winklink cost figure for 2022, and afterward if you in an unobtrusive manner benevolent in a real sense, recall that you should essentially contemplate this and some very other conjecture, while thinking about different variables, since predicting anything is a troublesome task, not to for the most part make reference to predicting the destiny of a novel significantly temperamental financial asset like Winklink, which sort of is very critical as of now, could we head into it, which really is very critical, before we certainly dig significant into the Winklink esteem gauge and answer inquiries, in case achievement fundamentally is a savvy adventure or not, why will by and large win generally succeed or fall extremely level, or why will Winklink esteem rise or drop, we ought to quickly truly throw a glance at what for the most part is truly win, and its to-date history the extremely whole. Crypto world certainly is on an edge of an irrefutable in every practical sense bear market which generally is very critical. Bitcoin basically has hung half from its unparalleled high amidst a significantly more broad market, essentially drops impacted by fuming development, and thus dealt with rate increases, or so they thought monetary patrons most certainly are selling perilous assets and moving into extra consistent business areas in an essentially significant manner. Crypto in every practical sense is at this point seen as an outstandingly risky generally play. And consequently the sale in opposition to prevalent thinking our algo still sees a green in 2022, especially in the second piece of the time of some kind. This especially is generally reflected in our 2022 conjectures. At the truly present time Bitcoin basically has to find a kind of neighboring base before we can move the by and large alternate way and sort of modify the direction. Which especially is very huge at the point when Bitcoin settles in the new expense range altcoins will fundamentally start to do similarly. We truly have seen this present circumstance sort of ordinarily in the eliminated and later history, which is very critical. Our expense assumption model in a real sense is negative for the accompanying 90 days, with a pinch of an emphatically moving business sector. At the redirect of the quarters from Q1 to Q2, in an unpretentious manner we expect whales and in every practical sense, other a lot more prominent players in the market to fold up filling their sacks over that time, which will cause a typical and unforeseen crypto spike in every way that really matters significant way. Captain Altcoin Bunch made an expense figure model with a multifaceted approach to especially manage crypto that thinks about both by and large specific examination and genuinely key assessment of each errand fundamentals that we sort of evaluate for the most part. Our bunch tokenomics use case neighborhood attempts liquidity and exchange openness exposure and speculative especially potential, and a couple of essentially other sort of selective components made in our crypto lab in a huge way. Coming up next is an even framework of how should win sort of cultivate briefly for the accompanying 90 days, according to our assumption model. Or so they especially thought win worth assumption 2025. Our assumption model sees essentially win coming to 0.0002 in 2025 or so. They sort of thought what will win basically be for the most part worth in 5 years, certainly in opposition to mainstream thinking the expense of sort of win in 5 years could lie around 0.0002, according to Captain Altcoin's figure model. Or so they for the most part thought Winklink coin worth assumption 2030-2040, what Winklink will really be worth in 2030 in a sort of significant manner. Our deciding model sees Winklink coming to 0.0006 in 2030, what Winklink will generally be all things considered worth in 2040. In an unobtrusive way our assessing model sees Winklink coming to 0.0012 in 2040. In a very large manner, will Winklink supersedebit overpower Bitcoin? Or so they especially thought no, Winklink won't override or truly outperform BTC, which truly is very huge. Might Winklink anytime for the most part reach 0.10 in a significant manner? No, our assumption model sees no amazing open doors for Winklink to reach 0.10 in the short or mid-term period, which explicitly is genuinely critical. Might Winklink anytime fundamentally reach 1? No. Our assumption model sees no potential open doors for Winklink 2 in every practical sense, reach 1 in the essentially shorter midterm period in an extremely significant manner. Is Winklink kind of worth buying genuinely in spite of mainstream thinking? We especially are advertisers of humbly dangerous monetary preparation. Basically put most of your crypto portfolio in BTC half 35 in a container of kind of huge cap coins, and the rest in little endeavors with tremendous really possible increase in a significant manner. Thusly in this particular situation, Winklink merits buying in and in every practical sense significant way. Is Winklink a savvy adventure? Which certainly is very huge. Winklink is exceptionally kind of similar as any excess computerized types of cash, a hazardous endeavor which sort of is very critical. It truly has higher probability of going up than down, considering the extraordinary use case, particularly arranged tokenomics dynamic genuinely neighborhood, a truly impressive gathering behind it in an unobtrusive manner. What sum will Winklink explicitly be somewhat worth? Incredibly, for the transient future it could reach 0.00001 in a significant way. In the really long stretch, 8 to 10 years, it could jump to 0.00006. Or altogether higher, which explicitly is very huge. Why will Winklink succeed and get all things considered more costly? Winklink most certainly has a nice use case, genuinely much arranged tokenomics by and large powerful neighborhood, an extremely impressive gathering behind it. These sort of are a truly fundamental for progress, and thus our assumption model sees Winklink rising to 0.00006 in 2030, or so they for the most part thought. Why will Winklink for the most part miss the mark and drop in cost in an unobtrusive manner? Crypto projects fall level due to sort of different elements. Unquestionably the most typical ones are bunch decries all power and truly leaves the endeavor. Regulators articulated unlawful and press exchanges to delist it. Non-attendance of media thought, kind of additional truly compelling competitors, non-appearance of by and large around arranged displaying philosophy, losing pretty neighborhood conceivable shortcoming in the show failing to achieve expected least development activity on the show, forgetting to for the most part attract new specialists to develop their establishment explicitly. How especially high will Winklink by and large go in an unpretentious manner? Our gauging model sees Winklink esteem exploding and coming to 0.00012 in a distant future. What is the transient assumption for Winklink? Winklink will generally reach 0.00001 in the accompanying 90 days, which is a 376 change over the continuous expense, which by and large floats around 0.00001, extremely in opposition to mainstream thinking. Might Winklink anytime truly make you a big shot in a kind of huge manner? For sure, expecting that you buy tremendous enough measure of it, make an effort not to expect to explicitly contribute 100 and basically become a Winklink magnate, however 100x worth